I told you there exists a place so haunted, so cursed, that the horrors within have terrified generations and left a dark mark on history? Tonight, we step inside the infamous walls of 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville, New York, the site of unspeakable tragedy, relentless spirits, and one family's battle against pure evil. Welcome to the Amityville Horror. Our story begins in the quiet town of Amityville, New York, in November 1974. Behind the picturesque facade of 112 Ocean Avenue, an unimaginable horror unfolded, one that would ripple through the decades. It was a night like any other. But as the town of Amityville slept, a sinister plan began to take shape. In the dead of night, 23-year-old Ronald DeFeo Jr. took a rifle and committed an act so brutal, so evil, that it left the entire town in shock. One by one, Ronald entered the bedrooms of his parents and siblings and murdered them while they lay sleeping. 6 lives taken in cold blood. Just 1 year later, the house on Ocean Avenue, now carrying the stain of the DeFeo murders, went up for sale. Enter George and Kathy Lutz, a young, newlywed couple with children, looking for a fresh start. They knew about the murders, but the dream home and its bargain price proved too tempting to resist. But little did they know, they had just moved into a house that would become their nightmare. From the moment they arrived, strange things began to happen. The once cozy and inviting house turned cold, unbearably cold, and then the noises began. In the dead of night, George would hear footsteps echoing from empty rooms. Kathy's face would suddenly be marked by mysterious scratches. And the children, they began speaking of an imaginary friend, or was it something much darker? The Lutzes were plagued by events no rational mind could explain. One night, George woke up at exactly 3:15 a.m. He would later learn this was the exact time the DeFeo murders had taken place. Every night after, he awoke like clockwork at 3:15, as if the house was calling him. The family began experiencing a horrific presence. Green slime oozed from the walls, flies gathered in swarms during the dead of winter, and the doors would slam shut on their own, as if some invisible force was lurking just out of sight. Desperate to fight whatever evil was haunting them, Kathy clung to her rosary and prayed. But the house would not relent, and things were about to get worse. One night, the horror reached its breaking point. George felt a cold hand grab his shoulder in bed, but when he turned, no one was there. As he searched the house, he saw something that would haunt him for the rest of his life. A pair of glowing red eyes staring at him through a window. The entire family heard unearthly sounds, screams, whispers, and that ever-present feeling of being watched. On their 28th day in the house, they fled, leaving their belongings behind and swearing to never return. After their escape, paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren visited the house. Known for their work in some of the darkest hauntings, even they were shaken by what they found. Lorraine, a powerful clairvoyant, sensed a dark and malevolent force in the house. As they moved through the rooms, the investigators encountered cold spots, unexplained noises, and a photo was taken of what appeared to be a small child peering from behind a door, a child who was never there. Since then, the story of the Amityville Horror has become one of the most infamous hauntings of all time. Whether you believe the Lutz's story or not, one thing remains undeniable. Something dark resides in that house on Ocean Avenue, and the haunting has never truly left. To this day, visitors report strange occurrences and an oppressive feeling that lingers as if the house remembers everything. Are the souls of the DeFeos trapped there? Or is it something even darker that clings to this cursed ground? So, would you dare spend a night in Amityville? What lies beyond the doors of this seemingly ordinary house, waiting for those brave enough to enter? Leave us your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more eerie tales from the shadows of history. Until next time, stay curious and stay cautious.